expect blog addPost, which is a function that we're going to be creating. We already have it in the blog contract, right? This addPost, but we're going to be creating it in the blog class very soon. Post param, which is this parameter, right? Expect it to contain post param. Why? Because we would be returning. So the way we are going to be creating this function, if you look at the blog contract, you'll see that when we add a post, we are returning the array, an array of all the posts, including the post we just added in the blog, right? So the test is saying expect that when you've added a post to the blog, you should see the post to the blog. So this is what this line is saying. But the first line is just saying expect, I explained that already, that this blog contract is a model, or rather the blog contract is a model of the actual blog instance, which is this. So expect it to fail. That's the point of TDD. It's going to fail. Composer test. Our test just failed. First of all, it's saying call to undefined method get instance, then it addPost. So that the first thing of fixing is get instance. So adding the get instance method to the class. So to do that, this is what we're going to do. For now, I'll just ignore this guide I don't like. So to do that, for now, we'll be creating a singleton class. Remember that I said the blog class has to be a singleton class. So what is a singleton class? A quick refresher. A singleton class is a class that can only be instantiated once during the runtime of an application. So you cannot have new blog multiple times. So let me show you what I mean. For instance, here you can have a new post. Can you see new post? And if I want, I could create a second post and call this post 2. Very possible. If I want to, for instance, post something new, and I can just do new post, second post, and then pass the post ID and do whatever I want. You can't do that with the blog. Why? This is taking us back to low-level system design. I think that's the third episode in this course. So if you go to the playlist, I already made a playlist of this course. If you go to the third video, you should be able to see low-level system design and why I actually decided that it is best for us to make the blog class a singleton class so that it cannot be instantiated more than once during runtime. Why do you want to have? It's not even possible in the real world scenario to do that, right? So just go back to that third video if you are lost on why. Okay. So let's create the singleton class. Properties of a singleton class. A singleton class cannot be instantiated through the contract. So the contract will be private to start with. So we're going to be creating a private contract. Private function contract. Construct, sorry, the construct. I'm saying contract. The construct. So the construct of a class is like how the function that is automatically run when you call it a class, right? I know you know these things. It's fundamental. So if you don't know what a construct is, you need to go and research that on your own. It is not part of the scope of this course. So this is what we're going to be having, private. If for instance it wasn't a singleton class, we would have this as public, right? This access definer will be public, right? But in this case it's what? Private. And this class will not be, let's make this protected for the sake of making things look even better. And then protected function for clone. Class is not clonable. Can't clone this class, right? So this is the two definers, at least up to this point. And then we're going to be having the blog So this private blog, private static blog, this is going to this is a property that would actually hold the blog class. I will show you what I mean by that just now. So we're having this as one property, the blog property, and then we're having the post. So this is the array where we'll be storing all the posts in the blog. So posts, right? And we can just insert this as an empty array. Okay. All right. So fixing our first error, right? The first error in our test down here is get instance. What did he say? Call to undefined method get instance. So let's create the method. Public static function get instance, right? And this is going to be getting instance of the blog. Okay, and I forgot one really important thing, which is to implement implement this interface, the blog interface. So to do that, we need to kind of use blog contracts. So we're using the blog contract, so we're just kind of importing. So the use function in PHP is really Composer PHP is import. If you know maybe JavaScript, say import, or Java as well. Java uses import. I think Python. I don't even know what Python uses, but yeah, just importing a class. I hope you know. I know you know, but yeah, in case you don't know, the use function in PHP is just to import a specific class or anything at all. So now the error this is throwing is class must be declared abstract or implement methods get post, edit post, which is what we want. So simple stuff, just add everything. I just clicked on the add this thing. Is going to add every single class that needs function that needs adding, right? And I'm going to try to make this look clean. And yep, this is not properly formatted. Okay, better. So remember where these functions are coming from. Again, it is coming from here. Add post, get post. This is it. This is it. Add post, get post. Okay, so we don't need to implement them now. What we're focusing on is actually making this class a singleton class by creating the instance of the class in the class, right? So we have these and get instance, and to do this, what we're going to be checking for the first line of code is if self. So I'm just going to explain this in a bit. Okay, if not self, okay, new blog, okay, else, okay, then just returning self blog, right? So the definition of what I just did now is checking if it's already instantiated. So if this class is already instantiated somewhere, it will just pick it up. So we have the instance of the class stored in this blog property, as I said earlier. And then if it's not instantiated, instantiate it. If it's set, if it's not set, so this is if it is not set. If this has nothing, if this property has nothing, if it doesn't have the instance of this object of this class, just instantiate it by equating it to the new blog, which is this class as well. If it does, it doesn't matter. I mean, this line will just say return it. So at every given point in time, when you call get instance, it's going to just return it's going to return the log. So yeah, so we can just say returns instance of the blog class. Okay, and if we try to run this again, we'll get another error. Obviously, it's TDD. So what is the error this time? It's saying return value of addPost must be of type array, none return. So we've cleared the first error. Now the first error is undefined function get instance. So we've cleared that. So now we are going to be writing the addPost. We are going to be implementing the addPost function, right? So there's an error. We're going to keep, building and tweaking until we get to the point where this is green for the test we've written. That is what TDD is, right? It's cool stuff as well. Yeah. Some people might argue that it's not very practical, and I can understand why, because in the real world, like, time is of the essence. Not for every type of job though. I mean, everyone obviously time is of the essence, but there are jobs that require you to be on your ass, like, on your toes 24/7. Then there are jobs that require you to actually cool down and engineer stuff. For jobs that require you to take your time to engineer stuff, you can actually use TDD. But for other jobs that require you to just be, doing stuff on the fly, you can't use TDD because it takes time. You can't. I'm telling you. All right. I think I would stop this tutorial for now. And I think I have recorded quite some things. I'll continue later with implementing the addPost function and then rerunning the test to make sure that it works, and then continue from there. So guys, see you next week. Bye.